Da, 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 da. And we are live. We are live. Hey, everybody, guess what? We're live. Can everybody hear me? Can you hear? Okay, let me do a little quick thing with a microphone real fast here. I'm going to turn this, switch over to this one. All right. Give me just a second here. Let me see. Is that thing working? Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Test, 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 test. All right. All right. I don't know if we got microphone working or not. I'm checking the settings. Let me double check and make sure here. Okay. I think it's working. Yeah, all right. There we go. Okay. Had to make sure we had sound here. All right. Vicky, hi. Yeah. I hear you got your onions. Oy. They told me that they wouldn't arrive until Thursday at the post office. So I guess that's good. Got them a day ahead of time. Um, let's see. It's going to freeze tonight. Can they take the cold? I mean, as late as it is, I'd wait until morning to plant them. As late as it is, yeah, you can wait until tomorrow to plant them. But you can, they can survive the cold. They could take a night or two of freezing without getting totally destroyed. Give me a second here to get my boots off. Oh my goodness, I've been hustling out there in the wind, hustling and hustling out there in the wind all day today. Kimber's with us over there in Manford, where they've been having wildfires. We've been having really bad windstorms all over the state. Oh, that is so much better. Get my feet out of those boots. I've been out there working, and I couldn't really shoot video of what I'm doing because of the wind. It's too windy to get any audio whatsoever. All you hear is just. But I've been out in the yard, front yard this time around, and I've been digging out some of the soil that we've made with the trench method. We put wood chips down inside a trench, and a couple of years have gone by that turned into good soil. And I've been digging that out and putting it into these large 10-gallon pots that we're using to up pot redbud trees and pecan trees and stuff like that. I got some Rose of Sharon and a mulberry that's breaking dormancy out there that are all going into these pots, and they're just lining the driveway now. It's actually starting to make look a bit like a look like a tree nursery out there. Um, Mary says 15. That's good news. I'll explain to you guys that are watching that don't have chat. I'll explain what the 15 is about and why that's good news. But our driveway is beginning to look like a plant nursery with all these pots that are filled with this really nice soil that we've been digging out. And of course, we've been creating a cavity and digging out a little bit extra because I wanted to sort of widen out our walkways. So we've been widening the walkways out, taking all of that dirt into the gorilla cart that we got about a month or two ago, and finally getting around to using it, and hauling it to the back and dumping it out in a particular location that I will reveal to you by sharing a video. That's what I'll do. So I'm going to show you where I've been putting the dirt that I've been moving all day. Let me see here. We want to share screen. Let's see. That's not it, is it? No. No, no, no. Let's see. Present. Do I not have a? I see. Okay, there's the video. Pardon me a second here. I'm gonna try to Go to capture. No, that isn't it. Honest, I swear I know what I'm doing. Here we go.
Hi guys.
All right.
How you doing in this? Hey, I got an idea. You guys want to take a trip? You guys want to take a trip? I got something I want to show you. Yeah, something I want to show you. The other ducks haven't even seen this yet. Yeah, I know, right? The other ducks haven't even seen this yet. They haven't even seen this. Well, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys something special. You guys want to see it? I see. Hey, look.
Yeah.
There's still some hillbillies in there. All right.
All right. Let's jump ahead a little bit, and I'll show you where I took these guys. There we go.
Hi guys. Ducky.
All right. So as you can see from that little video, we've got a small stock tank pond, right, with our ducks in it. And what we've done is we dug out a little bit so we could put the pond sort of settled in the ground, but I brought a pipe up and out so it has enough room for me to fit a 16-liter flat back bucket underneath it with a spigot, so I can just turn it and get the water out, and that'll flush the bottom of our tank out so we can get the sludge off the bottom. Meanwhile, the rest of it sits up a little bit, and in order to allow the ducks access, I have to bring the dirt in from we're bringing it in from the front yard, or dirt that's just mostly sand and not really good for anything. After I get the topsoil put where it needs to go, and I've removed our good dirt from inside of the good soil from inside of the trenches where the future walkways are, and I just go ahead and take that and take it out back, and I'm putting it around that little pond there to build it up. And yeah, that's what we're up to. There we go. That's probably a little bit better.
They're attracted to the sound of laughter. There we go. All right. Get too close to the edge.
Hey, Katie joined up.
Just hop right out if we want to. So we're going to need to build this up, and then we'll put some mulch around at the edges. Great place for isopods to gather, I imagine. There we go.
All right. Okay, there we go. Let's pull that thing off of there. I know, duckies. Let me see. Do I have the audio back? Double check and make sure I've got audio. Check. Okay, yeah, we got audio. Okay. So that's what I've been up to. During the high wind, I've been going out there and just filling our gorilla cart full of dirt, and then bringing it back to the pond, and then building that berm up around it. So So hopefully, if it gets to freezing tonight, hopefully, keep fingers crossed, the pond won't freeze because we'll have enough thermal mass around it. It's the strangest thing, right? The strangest thing. This the dirt that we have in the front yard. It's dirt. Once we get past about that much topsoil, and about half of that was, oh my goodness, what was that? About half of that was from the wood chips that we put out initially when we just started up the channel. I put out wood chips the first year and planted our trees out there. About half of that maybe 2 inches of topsoil is from that. All we have underneath that is just really, really fine sand. It's like flour for density. It's just very, very fine. Whenever it's moist, it becomes compacted and hard, and whenever it's dry, it just blows away with the slightest breeze. So, what in the world do you do with that stuff? I mean, you mix it with some organic matter, it becomes pretty good to grow in. You like to have loose, easy draining soil, and it certainly does help to make that whenever you've got it mixed in. But the rest of the time, what in the world do you do with it? Well, now I'm using it for thermal mass and building material. I think it's pretty good for thermal mass and building material. I think whenever we start building our box wall, there's going to be a lot of that sand going into it, sand and silt. Let's see. Thermo Liz is saying, guess goldfish are out to keep the pond clean. They might be duck food. I might put some goldfish in there anyway. We'll see. And they might be duck food. I mean, feeder. What I can do is I can get a whole bunch of feeder goldfish, and the ones that the ducks don't eat survive. That's what we can do. Now, as far as keeping the pond clean goes, it's interesting enough. Whenever I was sitting there watching them for a little while, they'll go through and they're just going after all the debris, the flotsam that's on the surface, and they pass it through their bills and kind of nibble at it. And some of it, they'll nibble at it and go, yeah, that's not food, and they let it go. And then some of it, they'll nibble at it and they sort of decide if they want to eat it or not. But they were eating. This is under the maple tree, and so they were eating the maple seeds, the maple flowers that were falling onto the pond. So apparently, maple seeds are a source of food for ducks. Yep. But they like to eat them with water. So as it turns out, having those maple seeds falling on the pond is just perfect. It's free food for them. Not for the little ones, but for the big ones, they can eat it. Now, the big ones were just going to town on that. By the time they got done, there was not much left floating on the surface of the pond. That's kind of cool. Yep. All right. So let's see. I said we were going to give something away in the description, right? Actually, we're not going to give it away. It's already been given away. Let me get the necessary link for you, because I'm gonna have to share a channel link for you, because you can't get the thing that we're giving away from us because we already gave it to somebody else to give away. If that makes any sense. No, it doesn't make any sense at all. It will in a moment. Hang on. There it is. I'd ask Mary to do this, but she's not on a PC. Here we go. Let's copy this thing here. Copy. Come back to StreamYard. Vicky's saying, now that you got the stock tank, are you ready for some watercress? Actually, I am ready for some watercress, Vicky. Yes, I am. All right, give me a second here. All right, if you guys go to greencountryagroforestry.com and look at our shop in the upper right-hand corner of the let's try unmuting and settings. Audio. Okay, we're back on. Okay. Unfortunately, our little supplemental microphone conked out on us. I was hoping to keep using this thing because I think it does a better job, but it needs to be charged up apparently. Yay! Where were we? Oh yes. Okay. So greencountryagroforestry.com. Go to greencountryagroforestry.com. Shop. Upper right hand corner, or it's over here. I don't know. One side. You're going to see a tab that says gift card, where you can buy gift cards. Well, okay. You don't need to buy gift cards. I mean, you can. They're wonderful. You can email them to your friends, family, everything else. But Mary did, and she bought $100 worth of gift cards. I think it's four gift cards, $25 each, and she sent them out to her friend Gail at Gail Southern Living. Let me give you a link to her channel right there. Now Gail, about once or twice a week, goes online. She has giveaways and shout outs and fun stuff like that, and she needed something for prizes for giveaways. So Mary said, here, have some gift cards. So now if you go to Gail Southern Living and watch her live streams and participate in Gail's contests, she can give you Green Country Agroforestry gift cards, and you can get $25 worth of free stuff from us just by going and watching one of my friends. How fun is that? That's a pretty good deal, right? Okay, that's the secret announcement. Go to Gail's Southern Living, watch her videos, participate in her contests, and she'll hand you out $25 gift certificates for stuff from greencountryagroforestry.com. What kind of stuff can you get from greencountryagroforestry.com? Well, let's see. Right now we've got silver maples, black locusts, red buds, canna lilies, corn, bottle gourds. What else do we have? Is there something else? We should have daylilies. I'll have to update our website and put those up for sale because daylilies are back. They're breaking dormancy, and it's easy to find them now. I couldn't sell them during the winter because I didn't know where they're at. I kind of have to wait until I can see them poking up out of the ground before I can dig them out. I had some that I had put back in a pond because you can keep them in a semi-aquatic environment. Vicky's saying as soon as you can get to the headwaters, collect some pristine watercress and send it. Oh my goodness, that's so awesome. But you gotta be careful. Yeah, climbing all over the place out there over the limestone. I hurt my knee, so I can't do that as well as I used to. I've been wandering around with a posterior cruciate ligament that's wanting to not be in the right spot. It keeps on popping out of place, and every time it pops, it just hurts. So now it's just sort of a dull ache, and it may have something to do with the weather. I don't know. Heterodox is asking what size tank the stock tank pond is, and the stock tank is a 430 gallon, somewhere around, well, no, 480 gallon, almost 500 gallons, 480 gallons. I was thinking about the other one. They have a bigger one. It's like 10 foot across that holds like 1030. Ooh. I don't know how we get it home. I looked at it. But I think we'd actually have to we might have to manually just pick it up and carry it by hand down the bike path to the house. Because it won't fit on the back of the truck. I mean, there's no way it'll fit in the truck. I don't even know how they got it there. I guess it had to come on a semi truck. Anyway, earlier Mary put a very cryptic, simple number 15 in chat. And the number 15 I said we get to it later. It's kind of significant. It is 15 trucks wrecked that she saw. Between Minnesota and Iowa. When she called me earlier, she called because she's got a light load that she's been hauling, and a semi truck trailer with a light load is kind of like a sail on windy days. It's white knuckle driving, so she had an interesting trip and counted 15 wrecks whenever she was on the phone with me. She just kept on saying 15, 15, 15, 15. I'm like, why do you keep on saying that over and over and over? So I've seen 15 wrecks, and I don't want to be number 16. She's counting, counting the wrecks, but she made it to her stop okay. So that is good. Never seen wind like this before. Tell you what, it was pretty bad last year here in Oklahoma for the spring. We had one night that it just howled all night. You could hear it howling. We're just sitting here listening to the wind go woo, or just nonstop. Had trees blowing sideways. Had trees picked up, carried half a mile away from where they were. Not tornadoes, just the wind. Just the wind. People losing their houses, or losing their roofs. Not their houses, but the roofs off their houses. Tornadoes make you lose your entire house. Straight line winds will take your roof off. So, tornado, if it hits you, it could potentially destroy everything. But the straight line winds, on the average, do more property damage. Just sustained winds coming from the same direction, nonstop. It's crazy. It's crazy. And yeah, today, yesterday, it's just been nuts. Wildfires out by Manford. Whenever we had, who was that? Kimber earlier popped in and said that they managed to make it through the wildfires. Let me see here. She says survived the wildfires and the house has no damage, but two of our neighbor houses across the street are gone. Wow, it came that close to you. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. So they just bought their place too. I mean, just bought their place out there in Manford, and phooey. You guys are lucky. Lucky. I was going to ask you guys if you're out there making fire breaks and stuff because of the wildfires, but I guess that answers that question. And yeah, the tornadoes they're hit and miss, but those straight line winds, they just plow stuff under. All right. Anyway, let me see here. There and there. Okay. Yep. So that's it. That's the show, guys. we're trying to we're trying to keep the roof on. It is just really windy out there. Let me show you something. Where is it at? Oh, there it is. I've had some of our seedlings out. This is can anybody guess what this plant is here? And you can see what happened to this first leaf. It got broken because of the wind. It was just going. I mean, you do want to put them out to get them toughened up a little bit, right? So I let them be out there, and the winds were going, and this one suffered a little bit of damage, but other than that, it seems to be doing okay. You recognize what this plant is, right? Huh? About 2 days ago, it was a little thing that I put a little bit of worm castings on and gave it some mist. Right? Brian was wanting to know comparison. What does it look like whenever you use worm castings for your initial fertilizer? That's kind of what you can expect. Nice, deep, dark, vibrant greens. Went through the wind, still alive, did great. And looks like it sprang up about an inch or so. Joe is asking if it's cucumber. Nope, it's not cucumber. It's not a cucumber. This one is a loofah. A loofah. And you can use loofah. I have a lot of gourds. You can use loofah like like an organic sponge. You can let them grow and mature, and then beat them up and slice them up into sponges. That's good. Or if you harvest them when they're green, when they're still young, you can cut them up and use them like a summer squash, calabash. Essentially, this is calabash. Calabash that makes sponge gourd. If you let it mature. Let me put this guy over here. Let's show you a different gourd. This was in that first video that I did with the new camera. This is one of the ivy gourds. Yep. Estropajos. Estropajos. Forgive my pronunciation. I took only a half a semester of Spanish in high school. So this one is called ivy gourd. And it's a little bit different. A lot of your gourds, okay, so if we're using like bottle gourds, these guys, boy, all right, bottle gourds. We grow these guys out. You can make containers out of them, bird houses. You can put your seeds in them. Use them for water containers. All kinds of fun stuff. Bottle gourds. Also, whenever they're green, you can cut them up, eat them, cook them, eat them like a summer squash. Whenever they rattle, good to harvest the seeds from. We sell these seeds, greencountryagroforestry.com. Speaking of things that you could spend your gift certificates on, your gift cards on. We absolutely sell those things. And then, of course, loofahs. Once again, you can eat them whenever they're green, or you can let them mature. You get a sponge out of it. And ivy gourd. This one, you do not allow it to mature because there's nothing you can make out of it. Well, I guess you could maybe make maracas, because it makes sort of an ovate shaped fruit whenever it's done. And it'll get to be maybe about yay big and about the color of my hat. Because ivy gourd is actually one that matures and you eat whenever it gets mature. And they'll turn nice and bright red, and they're sweet. So this is kind of like a dessert fruit gourd. But it's a gourd, not a squash. So there you go. It's a nice fruit that we can produce. Typically, this is a zone 9 plant. So I don't know how well they're going to do here. But we'll give it a shot and see if they actually produce. I've managed to get it to germinate. So far, so good. Let me put this back over here. And, of course, you guys know what these guys are. But look how dark green those leaves are. All right, so the only fertilizer this has had is a little sprinkling of worm castings. That is all this little tomato plant has gotten. And it's about doubled in size in the course of about 2 days. Nice dark green leaves. Yep, that one's tomato. This one is its mother was a super sweet 100. That's all I know. I don't know what it's crossbred with. It might have crossbred with Chadwick. It might have crossbred with some of the other tomatoes that are in the neighborhood. It's hard to say. Vicky's saying maybe the ripe gourds can be carved into dippers. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you can do with it. You can make bowls, you can make dippers, you can, all different kinds of things you can do with bottle gourds. So we've got 3 different kinds of gourds. Of course, we got squash coming up too. Heterodox said, seen sweet corn seed price. No, I haven't. Is it high? Is it expensive? Is it? because our corn is not incredibly expensive. As a matter of fact, let me see here. Where's some corn? I've got some around here I can show you. Maybe, possibly. Oh, yeah, yeah. I'm the kind of crazy guy that just has corn lying around, right? Ooh. And sunflowers. These are for me. Give you some examples of the corn that we grow. Get up and close and personal. This is big horse spotted corn. So you have, this is kind of a purplish red, and we've got white and purple speckled on this one. We also have solid red, speckled red. Some of them even have like a feather or star shape on them, which are pretty nice. This is a very nice native corn. It's a flour corn. Use it for making your tortillas. $15 to $25 a package for the hybrid seed corn. Oh my goodness. So big horse spotted corn that we sell, greencountryagroforestry.com. We sell 400 seeds in a pack, which is enough for you to maintain the genome in your own garden. If you plant all 400 seeds, you'll have enough to keep the genome alive. You will never have to buy it from us ever again, unless for some reason you just have a really bad year and you need to reorder. That's fine. We don't mind selling extra, but really one order should get you covered as long as everything goes according to plan. So that's what we've got. Another thing that you can get with a gift certificate from greencountryagroforestry.com. I think we have maybe 2 or 3 packs left. Maybe. We'll see. Hi, Kitty. How you doing? Now, they don't all turn out big. Some of them turn out small. Typically, the big horse will grow one large ear and one small ear. The small ears kind of look like this, about like popcorn. And I don't know if we can get the detail, but I'm going to try to get up close so you can see. This is one of the ones. If the camera will focus on it, try not to shake here. You may be able to make out like a faint feather pattern on some of these kernels, like a feather or star pattern on them. Of course, you got the speckles there, but they've come out with other patterning on them as well. Isn't that neat? These are kind of purplish gray. Some of them are purple with white streaks, and some of them are white with purple streaks. It's weird. This past year was the first year that it produced corn that looked like that. It seems like every year it wants to show me a different genetic variation. So anyway, yeah. So let's see, $15 to $25, $15 to $25 for hybrid corn, sweet corn. Big horse, you can pick it whenever it's almost ripe, and just before it fully ripens up, you eat it like a sweet corn. After it ripens up, it'll become starchy, and then you keep it for flour corn, so you can make your tamales and tortillas and stuff like that out of it. And it's pretty good for that. Heterodox is saying it's about a half cup. Half cup is about 200, maybe 250 kernels. So yeah, that's high. That's high. We sell twice that much for about that price. So you get I think it comes out to after shipping, it's a nickel a seed. So even after the shipping, it's you know, because it's I think it's $10 for the corn and $10 for shipping. So if all you got was a pack of corn, you'd be paying a nickel a seed. Yeah. But that's high. That's high. Yep. But we got it. So okay, so the flat rate was like $10 to ship. All right. And whenever somebody was just getting one pack of corn, I was like, okay, I was sending you a pack of corn, 100 seeds and one pack of corn, and it cost $10 to ship. That was ridiculous. So I just got a bigger envelope and stuffed it full and said, okay, look, if you're going to be spending this much on shipping, you should at least have something to show for it by the end of the day. So I'm selling more corn for less to kind of compensate for that flat rate shipping. So there you go. You get 400 seeds for a grand total of $20. Or if you get 2 packs of corn, then you're going to get 800 for 30 and so on and so forth, because it's still the same $10 to ship regardless of how much you're getting. And of course, if you get $50 worth of stuff, then you're not paying for shipping at all. So if you get 5 packs of corn, then that's a pretty decent deal. But you probably better want to have a full field to plant if you're going for that much. I did have a guy order that much from me late last year out in Kansas. He's breeding his own corn, and of course you can with this particular variety if you want to produce Bloody Butcher, then you keep the reds and you breed the reds. And if you want to get Hopi Blue, then you save the blues. There we go. All right. If you want to get that Hopi Blue, you save the blues. If you want to get the reds, you save the reds. This one's kind of a burgundy purple. I don't know what to classify that as. Of course, the signature for Big Horse are these speckled purple and white kernels, and it makes lots of those. Sometimes it just makes some that's weird. like these right here. There's a kernel here that's like a light mauve with a white star on it. I think I'm gonna save that one and plant it and see what grows out of it. That might be interesting. You can call it star corn or something. Here's another one. Yeah, it's this one is. It looks kind of gray, but actually it's a very, very faint purple. And this one you can kind of see that like star or feather pattern on the back of it. That's going to be interesting. I'm going to make sure we plant a few of these. Hugo Homestead's with us tonight. Howdy. Oh yes. Before I forget, Mary wanted to remind us that onions are on sale. See, Vicky ordered onions from us, and Vicky is always sending me stuff. And she doesn't charge me to send me stuff. So I kind of wanted to pay her back for her kindness of sending me stuff. So I told her I was going to hook her up. She said, "Oh no, you don't have to hook me up. You don't have to." But of course, I was filling the bag with onions, and I had to get two clumps up in order to fill her order, and I counted through it and was like, well, shoot, I got 24 onions here, plus what was left over I planted. So I replanted what I harvested, so I'm set for next year. Filled her order, went, well, I've got about a dozen extra onions, so I put 24 in the package for her and shipped her 24. Now the usual order is a dozen, and it's like $15 for a dozen. So because Vicky did not want to be treated special, from now on out until the end of the month, if you order a dozen onions, I will send you an extra dozen. One per customer. So if you order 20 packs of onions, I'm not going to send you 40. I'll send you 21. So buy one, get one free. Limit one per customer. That way, everybody's going to be treated the same. You can thank Vicky uh, for not wanting to be treated differently. So everybody gets that deal now. All right. Heterodox asking, has anyone tried Mexican sour gherkins? You probably ask Joe Serrano, maybe. I have not. I have not tried Mexican sour gherkins. I think I want to try cucamelons. Those are like these little miniature cucumber, like they're itty bitty. He says, seeing the corn planted in the order that came off the cob, as many rows in the ground as the cob in the season. That might be interesting. That might be really interesting. Okay, so cucamelon that's what they are. I haven't tried them, but I'm thinking about getting some. You watch James Prigioni too, huh? Well, James is in Zone 7A, New Jersey. I'm in 7A, Oklahoma. So there's a good chance that if it can nativize out there, it can probably nativize out here, maybe, possibly, if the winter doesn't kill it. So thinking about getting some of those and planting them along our back fence line. I went back there and I've been hammering in half cattle panels straight up and down. So there's an 8-foot cattle panel fence running across the back fence line. And earlier today, didn't video it because it was just too windy. Maybe here in a couple of weeks, whenever the wind dies down, I'll take you on a tour and show you all the stuff that I did while the wind was going. But I went out there and I transplanted some muscadine grapes. Heterodox is asking what I was using for posts. Well, there's an existing fence already there. I was just fortifying it. So there's already a fence and already fence posts there, and so all I did was put those in, and I used twine to hold them in place. But the twine is going to wear out eventually. So because the twine is going to wear out eventually, I just went ahead and planted muscadine grapes there. I had 3 females and 1 male that I started from cuttings from our prune job on the grapevines this past year. I just took them out, stuck them in peat moss. Didn't do anything special with them. Stuck them in the peat moss, put them under the maple tree where the sprinkler could mist them whenever I ran the sprinkler in the afternoon or morning, whenever I got around to running sprinkler. So in that somewhat sheltered area, so it had little, exposed to the elements, but it's just under the shade of that maple tree, and then with the routine watering, the cuttings managed to root. And a whole bunch of cuttings, like a lot of cuttings, root that way. It's really quite amazing. If you have greenwood cuttings, if you wait until after fruiting is over, and you cut your greenwood during the summer, you can put them in someplace like that, keep them moist, and quite often they'll wind up rooting for you. So I've got a little nursery back under there for just our greenwood during the summer cuttings, and I got those 4 to take. Those are the only 4 I took, so pretty good, pretty good. If it's 100%. No, actually, no. There was one other male that didn't make it, that it kind of dried up and didn't do. So I guess, okay, 4 out of 5 is not bad. So I took those and planted them all along the fence. So over the years, those vines will go up and they'll weave their way in through there, and they're going to anchor those cattle panels in place. So by the time the twine disintegrates, we'll have grapevines holding it all in place. And mainly I did that so that I can have some privacy from the next door neighbor's yard. They've got a couple of pit bulls, and one of them is not very friendly. I think she just doesn't like people who have beards or something. Yeah. But got tired of being back working and not knowing the dog was out until she'd come right up to the fence line, and she waits until she gets right up to the fence line, and at the very last minute when she's right up next to the fence line, that's when she jumps out and just and about gave me a heart attack the first 2 times. And after that I was like, okay, I'm gonna check and make sure the dog is not out there before I get distracted working in the garden. Heterodox is asking, can you graft apples this time of year? Can you graft apples this time of year? Depending upon where you're at. Here in 7A you can, because they haven't broken dormancy yet. But if you're further south, maybe not. You want to do it just before they start to bud out. So, like within a week or two of them waking up, that's the sweet spot to do your grafting at. That way you're making the injury on dormant wood, and you're not having it sitting there running the risk of drying out for an extended length of time. So make the injury, do the graft, seal it up. Within 1 or 2 weeks of it breaking dormancy, that means the sap's coming up and the sap's starting to flow. So try to aim for that window just before they bud out. Is for anything that you're going to graft, just before they break dormancy is about the best time to do it. Yeah. What else? Hi, kitties. How you doing? What you doing? Are you guys glad to be inside? Yeah, kitties. Bilbo there had to go outside and spend the night on the porch last night. I don't know why. He just wanted to be out there. Wind howling and everything. He's a crazy cat. A crazy, crazy cat. Let me see. Would you guys like to see some cuttings? Let me show you some cuttings. I'm going to bring out a couple of pots. While that's going on, I'm just going to let you watch some ducks doing cute ducky things. There we go. I'll be right back.
All right, garden fans, I have got a special treat here for you. Let me get the odds and ends picked out of this so I can show you what the plant looks like without competing weeds in it, so you'll know which one is which. No. This particular plant right here is called goosegrass, also called cleavers. Its technical name is Gallium aparine. It's also known as bedstraw. Okay, so this particular plant, high in calcium, the animals just love it. I think the ducks are going to find it to be a new favorite once they taste it. Let's go ahead and get you some nibbles. There you go.
All righty. All right, we're back. Is Bilbo a full time? She's asking. No, he's been to the SPCA and had his operation. Yep, he's a handsome fellow though, isn't he? He's so handsome. He's so handsome. he still sprays everything. All right. These guys right here, I don't know if you can see from there. Let me get this stuff up here. There we go. All of these lovely lovelies. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, ooh, maybe 10. This one here I don't think is rooted. I think this one isn't making it. Let's go ahead and pull this one out. Yeah, I don't see any signs of rooting. Wood's drying up. That's a pretty good indicator that it didn't make it. But the other ones, so we had a dozen. We're down to 10. These are flowering quince. Whenever you're getting your cutting started, probably the biggest thing you got to worry about is them losing a lot of their moisture. They'll aspire out through the leaves. You want them to have at least some leaves, right? But too much and they lose too much moisture. So about once or twice during the day, give them a little spritz. And they won't turn out like that. As long as the root zone stays nice and warm and they don't suffer from any fungal issues, then in short order, you'll have more trees. Now, it doesn't work for everything. But something that we know it works on is mulberry. That's what we got here. Ta-da. Oops, and I'm spilling water all over my seat. Okay. Let's not tilt the pot, shall we? Yeah. You would suspect him of tomcatting, huh? Yep. Yep. He's a specimen and a half. All right. So at the moment we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm not sure about these guys. We have 7 I'm sure about. Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more that are they may or may not make it. We don't know. But up front here, oh my. That first one's got a nice big clump of leaves on it. I think it's doing pretty good. I just have to make sure it doesn't dry out because more leaf surface area means more risk of getting dried out. So once or twice a day, give it a good misting. One of these days. Whenever we get, yep, that one's the mulberry. That one's a Morus rubra. It's a female Morus rubra, which means it will definitely produce berries. I don't know why a lot of nurseries don't do this. They'll sell you seedlings, and seedlings are great, except if you've got limited yard space and you want to make sure that you've got something that's going to make fruit. Make sure you've got a female mulberry. Arnold says, due to the present economic situation, I, as a Canadian, cannot support my American friends anymore. The exchange rate has gone outrageously out of bounds. That, and if you, I don't even ship plants to Canada because I don't know if they're going to make it across the border unmolested. It's crazy, huh? Absolutely crazy. It's quite all right. All you have to do is watch and say huzzah, and we'll muddle through somehow. Oi! I didn't wear this because I was out there working in the yard wearing it because it was cold, and it's got dirty. But this is the sweatshirt that I was wearing all day today while I was working. You like it? Do you like it? Do you see the maple leaf? Do you see it? Do you see it? It's right there. Yeah. Oh, oh, Canadians showing people how to protest the right way. Just have a street party. Vicky is asking, can mulberries fruit without a male? Actually, I don't know. I don't know because I don't know that I've ever seen mulberries in an environment where there weren't males. So I really don't know. There are a lot of things that are sexed, male or female. And the females will still wind up producing fruit. It just won't be fertilized, which means there won't be seed. And in some cases, that's perfectly fine. People don't even want the seeds. They're like, okay, give me the tree and fruit. Everything's fine. Don't need anything. Mulberries might be one of those, but I've never seen them growing in a situation where there weren't some males around. Yeah. Complete until the cop had answer. Sorry, I wish I knew. Let's look and see what PFAF has to say about it. This is the fun part. Let's go look up PFAF. Mulberry. Mulberry. Hey, wow. Morus albra, Morus nigra, Morus species Morus, SP. There we go. Generally, Moraceae. This is interesting. They're not wild. That's weird because they get spread everywhere by birds. All right. The species is monoecious, which means the individual flowers are either male or female, but both sexes can be found on the same plant. That's interesting. So I guess it doesn't matter. Although I have seen mulberries that didn't have berries, I always assumed that meant that they were male only. Maybe that's not the case. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know. I guess. I guess it don't matter. I guess it doesn't matter. Well, in this particular case, since they've got both both uh, both male and female on the same plant, that it wouldn't matter. Some dioecious females will produce fruit, but not all. It just depends. Yeah, squash are also squash are dioecious as well. You have both male and female flowers on the same vine, but they are distinctively male and female. Yeah, Mary's thinks that they've proved every other year. No, that one mulberry back there, it makes them consistently every year. Yeah, yeah, that the one by the back porch. There's some others around that I haven't really been paying close attention to. There's one by the back fence, and there was another one back over here beside the house I just cut back. And then we've got a volunteer that popped up under the pecan tree, and I'm just gonna leave it alone and see what it does. Just see what it does. So the cuttings of mulberry that I have are from one that's been proven to produce. It does bear fruit, and it bears nice sweet berries. So that's what we've got going on there. I've got a black mulberry uh, that hasn't fruited yet in the backyard. It's by a little stock tank pond, and I took some cuttings from it and stuck them in the same pots that I had the grape cuttings going in, and it looks like they're fine. I've got 3 of them in there, and all 3 of them appear to be leafing out. And since I stuck them in there during the summer last year, whenever I cut it, I'm assuming that means that the plant's rooted, because otherwise they wouldn't be breaking dormancy now; they'd be dead. So I've got 3 bonus black mulberry trees to do something with, and I don't know if it's one that makes fruit or not yet. So we'll cross our fingers and hope that it's a bearing mulberry tree and not a non-bearing. But if it makes good fruit, then we will have your choice of either black or red mulberries to choose from in the future. Yay! What else? Yeah, the Rose of Sharon are coming along nicely. Those will be ready, I think, next spring or fall, depending. Yep. I think that does it. Yeah. All right. So, what's the announcement? The announcement is we've got baby ducks. We've got a new pond. It's incredibly windy. Mary bought a whole bunch of gift certificates for our web store, but you can't get them from us. In order to get them, you're going to have to go watch our friend Gail at Gail's Southern Living, because she's going to be giving those away as prizes. She's got 4 $25 gift certificates. 4. Joshua says, very windy here in West Central Missouri. Yeah, it's windy all over the place. All over the place. West Central. Up by Lake Stockton? I think that's about west side, middle of the state. I used to live in Taney County, hour north of Stockton. Oh, okay, yeah, you're headed up to Kansas City. Of course, then again, depending upon how you drive, you can get an hour north of the lake and haven't gone very far. And then back that way. Yep. Oh my goodness. Well, you just got here at the last minute. I'm getting ready to call it a night. I got the ducks up. Vicky says the weather report is that the wind will have passed through sometime tomorrow. Yeah, well, it's got cold coming up behind it, so you've got that to look forward to. It's very, very chilly right now. I've kind of been debating about whether I was going to start up the stove or not. I got a couple of electric heaters going out here. I'll probably just make do with those and put on an extra blanket. But hopefully the cold will pass and we'll be back into springtime again tomorrow. We'll finish off packing the dirt around that pond. And what else do we have to do? I've got a lot of stuff to do. I've got to do some canna lily transplants. That's going to come up if I can fit it in. Maybe I'll start in on that tomorrow. Let me see here. Oh, you don't need to see that. Bye. Let me get that. Big old tub full of cannas. Oh, yep. These guys. Oh boy. Vicky's asking, how fertile should the ground be for walking onions? they don't seem to mind very much if the ground's fertile or not. They really are. They're not quite as powerful as daylilies for being able to survive anything, but they're pretty hardy. As long as it's just slightly more dirt than rocks, then you'll be fine. Yeah, these guys are about ready to go out. So there's canna lilies popping up. Look at that. All right, so these are going to have to get planted out here pretty soon. They're trying to jump up out of the tote. And it seems like if we're past the cold, or at least past the worst of it, then I can go ahead and get them in the ground. Maybe this next week. I still have a few of these for sale too. Oh yeah, at the greencountryagroforestry.com website, we sell cannas as well. Grandma's saying she can attest the onions can withstand just about anything. I mean, yeah, they are tough. You can even take some of those top sets, and I've got a bucket full of them. That I didn't get around to planting anywhere, and I thought I'm going to go distribute them. And it's about a 3-gallon bucket, and this spring came around. I was like, okay, I need to do something with them, so I just took them and started grabbing them by handfuls and just throwing them out into the fields and into the fence line and stuff like that. So we're going to have just tons of them popping up everywhere. Yeah. And no care or attention given to them either. The ones we had out in the front yard, we just let them go. If the grass overtakes them, then they might get choked out by grass. Other than that, they'll be okay. But that's about the only thing you got to worry about is if you got something like Bermuda grass that forms a thick mat that won't give it any place to establish. Other than that, they'll survive just about anything. All right, let me get this thing out of the way. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They will survive just about anything. But the first year, just take the top sets as they come on. Well, don't pull them off right away. Whenever they finish for the year, take the top sets, break them apart, or if they're small and tightly clumped together, you can bury the entire clump and then separate them later. But plant your top sets all over the place. Let them grow out. The next spring that comes around, if you saw the video from the other day where I showed you that middle part where the stalk was, and all around the outside it just made more onions. They'll do that, and then you just break them apart. So you'll have at least two opportunities per year to double them. Within about 2 years, you'll be overrun with onions. You can interplant them with canna, yeah, because you're going to be digging out the canna anyway. Probably if you're going to be getting getting the rhizomes to eat the rhizomes or lift them to put them aside, that's a perfect time to dig out your onions too. So they plant well, they interplant well with cannas. And I'm out of coffee. And yeah, you just throw them everywhere. It's at the point now where we need to get an onion for an omelet. Okay, we got an egg from the ducks. That's good. They haven't been eating a whole lot of their duck feed. I gave them the option of hanging out in the duck hut and eating duck food, or going out and grazing in the corn patch and eating winter wheat. So we sowed winter wheat in there, and they were happy just going out and eating the winter wheat. So we've got winter wheat, the grass, right? Wheatgrass stays green through the winter. The ducks are eating it. They'd rather eat that than just about anything. They're making great eggs, nice dark orange yolks, barely touching the duck feed. So we're not zero cost, but getting close to it for zero cost for feed by letting the ducks forage. and that's working out pretty good. So we get an egg from the duck, all right, and then we get an onion, all right. Go over there to a daylily plant that we haven't dug up yet. Dig it up and start pulling the little tubers off of it because it has little storage tubers, like little fingerling potatoes, right? Pull those off, dice those up, toss them in there with a bit of oil, throw in the onion, dash of pepper. If you don't have pepper, you can use prickly ash. The seed from a prickly ash mixed with mustard. Prickly ash and mustard together make a and a touch of cayenne for heat. So prickly ash, mustard, and cayenne will give you a seasoning that tastes almost exactly like black pepper. If you happen to live, north of Zone 10, you can't grow your own black pepper. So onion, we get our seasoning blend, the tuber from a daylily, maybe some shoots off the daylily or shoots off of the canna. Either of those will work, and your egg, and you got an omelet, all out of the yard. Good stuff too. I mean, fills you up good. No, yeah, I'm out of coffee. My cup is empty. It is. No. I have no more. I'm going to have to go get some coffee, or maybe, since it's almost 10 o'clock at night, I might call it a night and go to bed. Yep. So anyway, greencountryagroforestry.com. Check out our shop. Order onions. It's not on the website. It will not say anything about this. It will not say anything about this. But if you order onions, I will send you twice the onions. There we go. Just because Vicky ordered them and I wanted to send Vicky extra onions and she didn't want to be treated different from anybody else. So everybody's going to get the same deal. There we go. Heterodox says local feed and seed store went out of business. Great reason for figuring out how to provide your own feed for your animals right there. Yep. You never know. You might be dependent upon it and then not be able to get it. Or have to spend way, way too much for it. That's the other thing. I mean, you can get priced out of business too. Anyway, guys, yeah. Gonna show you the duckies one more time. There. Look at them. Aren't they just darling? That's it. I might just leave the camera up on the ducks all day.
All right. Hi, duckies.
Okay, Vicky was asking before I go. Vicky asked about what kind of ducks these are. The brown ones there are khaki Campbells. That's the kind that we already have. All three of those are khaki Campbell hens. I got them from Metzer. They sexed them. I'm putting pill bugs on the log. Yeah. So, dropping pill bugs in the log and letting the ducks discover the pill bugs. So Mr. sexed them. They're pretty good at figuring out which ones are the boys and which ones are the girls. The Cayuga Drake, the one with the black head, he's a Cayuga. Cayuga are a North American native duck. Whenever they're mature, they're green. They're like bright, shiny green. You know how mallards have kind of like a green head? Well, they're going to be green with like a blue stripe on their side. Pretty duck. Also a really large duck. Typically, if they're being bred and grown, they're being bred and grown for meat. So Cayuga is a meat duck. So hopefully, the Drake, if he makes babies with our hens, will produce some hybrid Cayuga crosses that may be good as multi-roll ducks, both good for meat and good for eggs. That's the hope anyway. Have that hybrid vigor coming out of there for birds that are good for both purposes, both eggs and meat.
We go after the crumble?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get off of here. I could just sit here and watch this all day. Thank you much. thank you so much for joining us. I hope you found today's video informative or entertaining, maybe a little bit of both. But if you did, you know what to do. Catch you next time. Until then, get out there. Get great.